Welcome back. Right now we have singer-songwriter Lana Chalfoun with us today. She is very talented. She has a birthday tomorrow. Happy Sweet 16. And she's spending some time with us here on Park City Television. Lana, thanks so much for being here today.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me.
So I'm so impressed with what I've read about you. I've listened to your music. You seem very mature
Oh.
beyond your years. Well, I'm curious, when did you start singing and writing songs?
Well, I started singing, ever since I could remember, I've been singing, but I'd say that I really started taking like music seriously and writing songs when I was around the age of 10. That's when I wrote and produced my first song.
At 10, that's really, really young. Do you remember that first song? Do you remember what it was called or what it was about?
Yeah, it was called Finally Free, and it was based off of Good Luck Charlie, the Disney show. Um, and it was basically about, my imaginary boyfriend cheating on me. Because of course at the age of 10 I wasn't dating. Um, but yeah, I brought it into my guitar teacher and he was just like, "This is good. Let's go to the studio." And I just like got so excited and it was so cool to like start that journey and everything.
I love it. How fun. At only 10, you're already thinking ahead, you're developing your talents, and thinking about love. So tell me a little bit more. What happened after that? I know your debut album was in 2019, Aware. So kind of fill in the gaps for me.
Yeah, for sure. So after releasing Finally Free, I just really knew that I had a passion for not only singing and performing, but also writing specifically. And then I just wrote four more songs and released my first EP, I think at the age of 11 or 12, called In the Making. And then after that, I made the next album, Aware, and that was, my first time, I'd say, taking a real shot at music because I was a little more mature. The writing was a little bit better and everything. It was because the first EP was kind of like my test round type of thing. And yeah, so then I released Aware about a year ago and had a release concert, which was super fun. And now I'm here.
And before you had this debut album, you mentioned that you kept singing since you were 10, and that kind of that first thing that you did with your band, really a lot of it was about bullying. Why did you decide to
Yeah.
focus on that?
Well, I personally experienced bullying as a young kid, and it just really affected me growing up. But one of my biggest lessons to learn from it was how to get back up and stand up for yourself. And so I think, especially at the age that I was writing the song, that was a really important message and still is. Um, and so I think, I've always tried to include important messages somehow into my music. And so I just think in writing that song, it was kind of a way to, you know, inspire other kids to, take control and stand up for themselves in terms of bullying.
And help them feel understood and know that
Yeah.
there's other people that experience that. That's just so moving. And for you to do that at such a young age, I know means so much to so many kids out there. And then in 2018, I believe before Aware, you also had another big break with a song it's called Bring Them Home, I believe. So tell me a little bit about that song and the very personal meaning it has to you and your family.
Yeah. So my dad was a refugee. He fled war from Lebanon. And so in school, we had this project that was being submitted to this, national contest. And it was basically to create some type of art form about refugees and immigrants. And so using the inspiration of my dad's story and other stories that I've heard, I wrote a song because that's, my preferred form of art. And it ended up winning. So I got to fly out to Florida and perform the song in front of, I think, about 2,000 people. And it was so fun.
It's a very moving song, and in the video you show pictures. Are those family pictures? Are those pictures that people sent to you? What is the meaning behind those photographs?
Yeah, so in the video that was created, there are pictures of my dad and his family from when they were still living in Lebanon. So yeah, those are from our family personally.
Well, it's really enjoyable. I hope that everyone will watch it. It's very beautifully done. And of course, you
Thank you.
mentioned your debut album, Aware, and then more recently, you've been writing even more songs. In fact, in October, you released a song called Be Okay, and this also has deep meaning to you and means a lot for others, and talking about how a lot of times you didn't feel like you were enough.
Yeah, so that I'd say is the first song that resonated with me on just a completely real level. Growing up, especially trying to make it in the music industry, you always feel like you aren't doing enough. You could be doing more. You compare your lives to other people, that you deem more successful or whatnot. And I think not only as somebody in the music industry, but as a teenager in general, we do that. You're always comparing your lives to others and never really feeling like good enough, and just having that anxiety that you're not doing enough. So I sat down at my piano one night, with this deep feeling, and just kind of cried my eyes out and wrote this song. And music has always kind of been like a therapy for me. So writing the song was not only therapy for me, but in my hopes can be therapy for others in a way, and help others realize that you are enough, you are doing enough, just work hard, and you'll get there.
That is such an incredible concept that you are bringing forth in that song. So many people feel less than, especially kids. I feel like they're not measuring up, or they're not as good as this person, or maybe they're not as smart as this other person. There's a lot of pressure that people put on themselves. So to have songs like this that they really can relate to really means quite a bit. You also released another song, and you have more releases coming up, I think actually right now this week, along with your birthday.
Yes. So February 12th, I am releasing a song called Cut Off. This is kind of a song based off of, after a relationship, the breakup, but this is more of the after the sad part, the more empowering part. Just getting rid of the toxic out of your life, and learning from it, but also not letting it back in. And yeah, I wrote the song over like the span of a year, so I'm super excited that it's finally being released.
It is very exciting. And then as you look forward to the future, I know there's always so many unknowns, but what are some goals that you have? What do you hope to be doing in a year, in 5 years from now?
Yeah, I mean, my main goal is to be able to do what I love as a career, and just I mean, in a year from now, I'd say some of my biggest goals for this year is to hit 1 million streams on a song. Be Okay hit 100K streams, and that was, one of my like big moments, I guess, for me, because I'm still a small artist. But yeah, I want to get back to performing. With COVID, I haven't been able to actually perform in front of a live audience in a very long time, and I miss it so much. So I'd say that's a big goal of mine, and just keep creating music.
And Lana, how can we catch up with you? How can we find out more about what you're doing and listen to your music, most importantly?
Yeah, so you can find me on Spotify, iTunes, Amazon, basically any streaming platform, just at Lana Chalfoun. And also my Instagram is Lana Chalfoun, as well as my TikTok.
And we are honored because you have a special performance you recorded just for our viewers here on Park City Television. You have such a beautiful, mature voice, and I'm so looking forward to this. Tell me a little bit about this song that you did just for us.
Yeah, so you guys are actually going to get to listen to the song that's being released on February 12th, Cut Off. So yeah, I hope everybody enjoys.
Well, thank you so much, Lana, for being here today, and we're looking forward to hearing this wonderful performance. So here we go.
Well, my heart was warm and cold. You took it and you made it whole. I let you have a piece of me. So why'd you leave so suddenly? We could have been so picture perfect. I thought that you would